Good morning, sunshine. It is Angie, and today I thought, hey, it's Tuesday. Sorry I'm a little late today, but as you guys know, I will be here again today at 1 p.m. Central Time so that we can continue our discussions. But I have a little time today, so we can chat it up. So I hope everybody's feeling well today. I am using my coffee cup from the beautiful Jamie B, and I love it. It's the perfect size. The perfect size. Yes, thank you. What is this on my? Oh, that's just a light thing. I thought, oh, okay. Hey, Jillian, how are you? Try and Stop Me Mate is here and says mangoes. Interesting. Good morning, Miss Carlita. How are you? We have two of my co-authors here today, Jillian and Carlita. And if you guys watched my video yesterday, you heard me mention Jillian. Jillian is driving to work right now, and she is our attorney friend who is going to be driving, so unable to answer questions right now. But if you guys do have questions for her, she will be in an upcoming event with me that you guys will have a free access to. So be aware of that and know that. Okay, Helen Cooling says hello. Good morning, Helen. And Jillian, oh yeah, she's driving to work. Oh, Malta's back. Hey, Malta. Malta says, welcome to Morning Coffee with Angie, and offers advice for those who might be experiencing technical difficulties. Guardian Wolf is in the house. Good morning, Guardian Wolf. How are you, honey? Jillian has corrected herself, said to work, not to work, or whatever she wrote before. It's hard to type when you're driving, girl. Don't type and drive. Rock Angel Loves is here. Good morning, Rock Angel Loves. She says, good morning, everybody. Jennifer Schroth is in the house. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you, honey? And Anonymous says, good morning, Angie, and everyone. So glad to be able to join the chat this morning. I am so happy to have you. Welcome back, my friend. Hair Changes Color says, good morning, Angie and Malta. Good morning, Hair Changes Color. How are you, honey? Lori Ticka in the house. Good morning, she says. And Ms. Rose Hargrove says, good morning. I will have to leave early. I'm sorry to hear that, Rose, but I do hope you had a lovely birthday yesterday. How was it? Let me know. Electric says, good morning, Angie. Good morning, Electric. How you doing? Carlita says, Jillian, I'm sorry I didn't call you the other day. I will try to call you today. Jillian, you hear that? Guardian Wolf says, yep, I got to refresh. Jennifer Schroth says, first time here, but I've watched a ton of your videos. I'm so happy to hear that, Jennifer, and I hope they're helpful for you, and I'm glad that you're here with us today. We do this every morning during the week, Monday through Friday, and twice on Tuesday when we do our Talk to Me Tuesday. So we'll be back later today at 1 p.m. Central Time. Electric says, how are you? I am fabulous. How are you, my friend? I'm feeling pretty good today, I got to admit. Guardian Wolf says, be right back. Okay. Bonnie is in the house. Bonnie says, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Miss Bonnie. How are you, honey? And let's see. Susan is here. Hey, Susan. Haven't seen you in a few days. I know you've been busy. How are you feeling today? She says, hello, all. Phyllis is in the house. She says, good morning. Glad to be here this morning. Glad to have you, Miss Phyllis. How are you today? And Hair Changes Color says, her coffee cup says half full. Awesome, because that's very positive thinking. I like that. Love, love, love it. Mine says let it go. So, hey, we're on the same page. Malta says, good morning, Angie, Jillian, Guardian Wolf, and everyone else. Great to see you this morning. Great to see you too, my friend. I'm so happy you're here. And I always appreciate your help in the chat. Ms. Lily says, good morning. Good morning, Ms. Lily. How are you? Anonymous says, welcome, Jennifer. Oh, I love that. I love how you guys support each other. It's beautiful stuff. Okay. Michelle Sanders is in the house. Good morning, Michelle Sanders. How are you, honey? Glad to have you here today. Ms. D. Trinkle says, good morning, Angie. I'm making progress, but it is so hard sticking to divorcing an alcoholic narcissist. Yes, totally agree with you. And the thing that's really hard about it is when you're dealing with an alcoholic, if they weren't an alcoholic or if they weren't drinking, would they still be a narcissist is always the question, because I have met alcoholics who were completely narcissistic until they stopped being an alcoholic, until they stopped drinking. They don't ever stop being an alcoholic until they stopped drinking and started to recover from alcoholism. And then sometimes they were like normal, nice people. But the alcoholism, in my opinion, occurred because, obviously we're genetically predisposed to these types of addictions, but also I think that part of the reason some people become alcoholics and drug addicts is because they're so sensitive, like we are, to the world, and they just don't know how to deal. The world is an ugly place sometimes, and I think that it's easier for some people. But then on the flip side, you've got those alcoholics who stay narcissistic after the alcoholism. My point is that addiction mimics narcissism because they're so focused on the one thing. They need the drug, they need the alcohol, that they can't care about other people's feelings. But then when they learn to control that, they sometimes do care. And so it's hard, Misty, and I feel you, but I think you're on the right track. And if a person isn't going to stop being an alcoholic, it never helps. And, you can't even know if they're really going to stop, if they're actually a narcissist. But I would suspect, based on what you've told me before, that you're dealing with one who's both. Madeline Gutierrez says, good morning, Miss Madeline. She says, good morning, Miss Angie and roomies. I like how she calls us roomies. That's so cute. Madeline says, I am so grateful for all your help. I am so happy to have you, Madeline. Welcome back, my friend. Tina Martin is in the house. Good morning, Miss Tina. How are you? She says, good morning, all. And Tommy D. Hey, Tommy D. How you doing, honey? He says, good morning. Sorry I was cut off yesterday driving in the boonies. Oh, I feel you. And I missed everything. Oh, that sucks. Well, I'm glad you're here today with us, Tommy. I'll tell you what. I know about driving in the boonies. I grew up in a small town, and it was, surrounded by the boonies. Freedom Lee says, hi, Angie and Strong Survivors. Hello, Freedom Lee. How are you? Welcome back, my friend. Try and Stop Me Mate says, I have finished my coffee already. Okay, I have to admit, I finished my first cup, and I really wish I would have grabbed another one before we started, but it's okay. I'll get it later. Shannon O'Brien says, hello again. Welcome back, Miss Shannon. How are you? And Miss Lily says, no sound. Uh-oh. Can you guys not hear me? Uh-oh, that's no good. Wait a minute. Do I have my mute button on? I've been talking to myself this whole time. Nope. Can anybody hear me? I'm thinking people can hear me. I'm hoping you can hear me. I'm going to keep talking. Let's see what happens. I feel like Malta would have told me if you couldn't hear me. Maybe you need to refresh. Who said no sound? Ms. Lily. Okay. Oh, Madeline says help with her recovery and understanding of my narc. I'm so happy that I was able to help Miss Madeline. Shannon O'Brien says this is her second visit. I'm happy to have you back, my friend. And Electric says, so I spoke to my ghoster last night and he blamed me. Oh, he blamed the fact that he disappeared on me. The conversation was such hard work and one-sided on my part. He cut me short on my sentences. Yeah. That's so common, and they're never, ever, ever going to take their own responsibility for anything. They obviously, you didn't ask him to ghost you. You didn't ask for him to walk away from you. It doesn't even matter what you did that he blamed you for, or if you did it or not, because what it all comes down to is he's the one that chose to walk away from you. He's the one that chose to disappear on you. And honestly, I feel like if I were you, I would stop trying to talk to him and get him to admit it. And I know that sounds silly, but the fact of the matter is that it's going to, as you saw last night, it's going to be an exercise of frustration for you that you are too good for that. You don't need that. You know what I'm saying? I would suspect that you could do a lot better and be a lot happier with someone who actually is kind of on your side and working in the same direction as you, someone who maybe isn't a narcissist. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Wicked Deals says, hello, good morning. First time here. Found you 3 days ago. Well, thank you so much for being here, Wicked Deals. I'm so happy to have you. Welcome to our little tribe. And let's see here. Madeline Gutierrez says, celebrating 42 days of no contact victory. Hey, Madeline. Hands up for Madeline, everybody. That's fabulous, girl. I'm so proud of you. Really Robin is here. Good morning, Really Robin. She says, great morning. Really happy to have you, my friend. Cool name, by the way, and welcome to our little tribe. Malta says, I will be away tomorrow for an appointment, returning Thursday and Friday. Okay, Malta, thank you very much, my friend. And I always appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. You do so much good for our little group here. Thank you. Breon Garner says, good morning, Strong Survivors. Good morning, Mr. Breon. How are you feeling today, my friend? Electric says, good. Right on, right on. I like it. Let's see here. Hair Changes Color says, welcome to Jennifer Schroff. Rose Hargrove said her birthday was wonderful, had dinner out, and also calls from many friends. That is a beautiful thing, my friend. I'm so happy to hear it. Malta says, Ms. Lily, audio seems to be fine on this end. Will you be able to refresh, please? Thank you, Malta. Jillian says, call my cell after. Okay, that's for Carlita. Shannon O'Brien says, I found the validation to be so helpful. I'm so happy to hear that. And I totally feel you. But one of the things that I think we miss more than anything when we're going through narcissistic abuse and recovery is validation. We don't get any of it from the narcissist. And if we grew up with narcissists, we often don't even know what it really feels like to get real validation sometimes. So I'm so happy to hear that, Shannon. Anonymous says, my ex-narcissist decided And he wants to hoover me again. And I checked my email this morning and he says, I need your help. When will this stop? What happened? His new supply ran away. Probably. That's what happens, Anonymous, as sometimes they want to hoover you because the new supply ran away or because the new supply isn't giving them something they need or something they enjoyed that you gave them, something from you. Um, maybe they're not enjoying they're not getting enough attention. Maybe they don't enjoy the sex. Maybe they don't, there's so many reasons they might want to hoover you. So all I can say is this: don't do it. Don't fall for it because it will happen again, and then this cycle will continue. It's up to you. I mean, I'll support you whatever you choose to do, but I would advise that you don't go that route if you can avoid it. What are your feelings about it, Anonymous? Let me know. Shell Soul is in the house. Hello, Shell Soul. How are you? Good morning, beautiful peeps, she says. Happy to have you, my friend. Welcome, Shell Soul, to our little tribe. Oh, Millie McLean is new. Hey, Millie McLean, how you doing? She says, good morning. You have helped me so much in the past few weeks since I've gone no contact with my soon-to-be ex-husband. So happy to hear that, Millie. That is wonderful. Thank you so much for telling me, and welcome to our little tribe. Rick Mash says, good morning, Angie. Aw. Today is my daughter's second birthday, so we can hear that beautiful voice. Tell me your daughter's name and I'll sing her a song, Rick. I'll sing her happy birthday, okay? That's so cute. Rick is such a good dad, you guys. You don't even know. Electric is sending smiles. Anonymous says, Angie, it seems every time I think he has disappeared, he comes out of nowhere when I'm trying to heal. Oh, yes, my friend. It's the Hoover monster. You know what I'm saying? They don't ever want you to really heal because they want to make sure that they always have their finger in the door still or their toe in the door still, just so that if there's any issue, they can come running back to you just like he just tried to do. So I think that's horrible that you're having to go through that, but that's unfortunately how so many of these narcissists are. How long were you guys together, Anonymous? Remind me. Susan Cronert says, still divided between hiring a lawyer to do the divorce or if I should do it myself to save money. We don't have any kids or assets, no house, etc. Well, I'll tell you what, Susan, and I know Jillian can't type right now because she's driving, but what I did when I got divorced, we did have a child together, but we didn't have any stuff. We didn't have a house or really any major assets, and I pretty much took everything that I wanted to take and gave him what he wanted for the most part, for the few pieces of like furniture and stuff that we had. But, because this was a long time ago and I was broke as a joke back then. But Susan, what I did was I hired kind of a low-end lawyer who just basically, I sat down with him in his office for like 30 or 40 minutes. He gave me a bunch of paperwork to fill out. I sent it back to him. He filed the divorce for me. Came back to me once and said the judge wants to know why you don't want your soon-to-be ex-husband, who was now has been my ex-husband for many years, to be alone with your child. So I went ahead and wrote the judge a letter explaining myself, and I was granted sole custody, as well as the other stuff. But my point is that I think if he's not going to contest it, if you feel comfortable with filing the paperwork yourself and you know what you're doing, maybe it's worth it. But the fact that he's still married in the Philippines, isn't this the one that was still married in the Philippines, would indicate that he probably doesn't have a leg to stand on anyway. But at the same time, maybe you want to get like just a cheap lawyer, somebody that would just file the paperwork for you just to be safe. Make sure it's all, cross all your T's and dot all your I's. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you about my experience there. So if anybody has advice for Susan, if I remember correctly, she found out that her husband is also still married to someone else in the Philippines. And so we thought maybe she could get an annulment, but I guess she still has to do a divorce. So if anybody has advice for her, please hit the comments with it here and let her know. Barbara W. says, good morning. Good morning, Miss Barbara. How are you, honey? She says, it's funny how things go. I saw what used to be our mutual friends last night. They said he has been staying home, not doing anything. And they didn't know half the stuff he had done to me. Isn't that interesting, my friend? See, what he's probably doing right now is a little smear campaign / poor me thing. He's like, oh, poor me, I'm so abused, I'm so alone, la, la, la. And what happens is when they go through that, they complain a lot, they talk about how things are terrible, and then they get attention and often a new supply out of the deal. So I'm glad to hear that he's not out, making your heart hurt again. But at the same time, Barbara, I hope that, well, how do you feel about finding that out? Did it change your mind to know that they didn't know what had happened? Did it change your mind to know that he was sitting at home? Are you still feeling desperately like you're missing him? Or let me know your thoughts. I know you've been really struggling, honey. Bonnie says, I feel like I'm stuck in a time capsule. I can't seem to move forward. Oh, stuck between two worlds. Been with the narc for over 3 decades, feeling like kind of old to start over. Okay, I get that. And I really do. I understand exactly kind of how that feels. I know you're like, but I'm not like a spring chicken over here, but it is very difficult to want to start over after 30 something years, um, but I want you to look at this not as a sentence and not as a negative thing, Bonnie. I want you to see this as a positive thing, because from this point forward, you get to decide. You won't be controlled anymore. You won't be having to, walk around on eggshells and do what you think you're supposed to do to not piss that person off. Instead, you can choose to be who you want to be. You can choose to live in light, in love, and in peace. And even though it's scary, moving forward is really the very best thing you can do. 3 decades is a long time. One of the things I might suggest to you, Bonnie, is that you go and look on queenbeing.com, and there is a life reset button. It's a download. It's free, and it will give you some insight into starting over, into finding yourself again, kind of give you some like sparks, and so you can start your fire again. I don't know if that's helpful, but I do understand how that feels. I do understand. And I think a lot of us can get the idea, but I know, 30 years is a long time, girl. It's a long time, and it's your whole, probably most of your adult life. And when you were with someone or doing anything for most of your adult life, and then all of a sudden all that stuff changes, gosh, it really throws you for a loop, doesn't it? But I'm telling you, like 3 decades, long time. Don't waste any more decades. Don't waste any more years. None of us are getting any younger. Starting over is hard, sure, but it's also kind of fun, my friend. You get to like redecorate and choose your life. Choose that, like you open up the catalog of life and go for it. So work on yourself, get yourself physically healthy, get yourself mentally healthy, get a makeover, do something different for yourself, color your hair, or, do something fun to really symbolize your new life to yourself. Even if you're still with a narcissist, you can do this. Start going to the gym, or just start jogging, run around the block or around the couch, whatever. Just do something slightly different and start taking baby steps towards starting over. It's a process, but it's not hopeless, and it can be such a beautiful thing, my friend. You can change your whole world. You're never too old to start over. You're never too old to start over. I really don't think so. Okay, Miss Lily has sound now. Very good. Okay. Tommy D says to Anonymous, I don't know when the hoovering will stop. That's my question too, and I feel like I'm getting worn down. Yeah, it's really hard. I know it's hard, especially because the fact of the matter is these people were people that we were once or still are attracted to. And these are people who know all of our little things. They know which buttons to push to get us back. Tommy, she probably knows that you like it, when she wears a low-cut shirt or whatever. I don't even know. I'm just saying whatever she's into, she or he, I can't remember if it's a he or a she, whatever they're into, they will know Tommy likes it when I do this. I could get Tommy back if I do this thing or say that thing. I know Tommy wants me to be faithful and this and that. So, when you see what I'm saying, it's never going to be, they don't change. That's all I'm saying. So don't let yourself be worn down. When the hoovering will stop, start with blocking. Start with you stop the hoovering. And not that you're hoovering yourself, but although one of my viewers, Ted, he always used to say he was self-hoovering. So he would suck himself back into the relationship. But I don't think that was entirely the case, because you certainly can't be in a relationship with someone who isn't trying to be with you. So with the narcissist, certainly they want that old supply back. Certainly when something doesn't go right with the new supply, the first instinct is to call someone they know they can get some traction with, So When will the hoovering stop is debatable, but you can stop by not allowing that person to be in touch with you. So Shell Soul says her ex skipped support this month after paying for 8 months. He's never going to leave me alone. Why? He has a new supply and her 4 kids. He's never going to leave you alone because, just like I said, it's all about the hoovering. I feel like I need to do another video on hoovering for you guys. It's all about the hoovering, because the fact I've done videos on my channel if you guys haven't watched them yet, but they want your attention. They want to keep you in their little circle of supply. Sometimes we call that a narcissistic harem. Now, let me just really quickly explain what I mean by narcissistic harem. So let's say you have a narcissist and then you have some supporting people around them, right? It's a circle of people who they get supply from. Very simple. Some of those people are sexual supply. Some of them are not. Their mother might be in the circle, or their father, or their brother, or their coworker, and it might be completely platonic with a coworker. It could be their friends who just think they're hilarious and follow them around, or the people that, they go fishing with. There's no, the women they go shopping with. It doesn't matter. The point is, the circle of supply is full of people who the narcissist has learned will allow them to affect, will allow the circle of supply supplies the narcissist with whatever they need. So talking about attention, admiration, whatever, emotional dumpsters, because that when the narcissist doesn't get what they want, they will dump their emotions on the nearest supply or the closest supply. So if you're still in that boat, yeah. Shell Soul, do you have children with your narcissist? If you don't, could you block him? And I guess you do, because you're saying he has skipped support. I don't know where you're at, but I know that in my state, you can go to the state office and actually file for child support. So they will actually actively pursue him to take it from him if he doesn't pay it. So keep that in mind. They'll take it right out of his paycheck and send it right to your bank account. Something to think about. Barbara says they said they don't see him anymore that much. I got you, Barbara. How are you feeling about it though, Barbara? I want to know how you feel about that situation. Rock AngieLive says trying to get approve update for court. Oh, approved, I assume approved on a date for court, but we can't agree to the date. He wants it to be September 11th through 15th, when we could have divorced this Monday. He's been dragging it out, annoyed and stressed. Oh, sweetie, I feel you. Is he trying to get something out of you, or is he just trying to avoid doing something that he should be responsible for? Let me know. What's the purpose of dragging it out? What's he trying to, what's the holdup is what I'm asking. That's really stressful, and I totally feel you. I was lucky in my situation, but because my ex-husband, he didn't have any money, and he also didn't have any motivation to do anything. That's hilarious, but it's true. So I just did it, and I just told him to sign it, or I would tell his family, this is terrible, what he did to my son and my family. So Brittany Sherrod is back. Good morning, Miss Brittany. She says, good morning. 8 days, no contact. Oh, I'm so proud of you, honey. She says, I fell back once after 5 days. I wanted some closure. Big mistake, but on the right track now. Brittany, I'm so proud of you. Everybody hands up for Brittany and send her some positive, strong love. And let's also send Rock AngieLive and Shell Soul and Tommy D and Bonnie our love, everybody. Okay? As well as Barbara. All right. Everybody needs some strong energy today, positive, loving strength and energy. Okay. Malta says to Bonnie, it is never too late to become the person you want to and are meant to be. Oh, Malta, I totally agree with you 100%. Guardian Wolf says it's still not working once again. Could we do the low Wi-Fi signal? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And Malta says to Brittany, that is good news, my friend. I totally agree. Tina Martin says, my narc is with my coworker's roommate, and still texting me, sending pictures and flirting, but keeping a roof over his head with her. Oh, I need to stop talking about him and trying to tell him about himself. Oh, I want to tell people about themselves all the time, Miss Tina. I cannot even tell you. But listen, here's the thing. Stop talking to him. You know what? Do me a favor. Get your phone right now. I want you to go to Facebook and I want you to block him on Facebook. I want you to go to his phone number and I want you to block him from texting you. I want you to stop looking at his stuff. You are better than being a side chick, right? I think that you are, my friend. I think that you are. I'm sorry about that, everybody. Um, so keep that in mind. I think you're better than that. And there's a thing about people who are looking to keep a roof over their head, and then they fall in love. They pretend they're in love with somebody and stuff. And the thing about that is that that's not real love anyway. But for him to be, he's with your coworker's roommate. Oh my gosh, Tina. Please block him. Please do that for me today. Can you do that for me today? Just think about it. Barbara says, talking to them made me feel better. Well, I'm glad to hear that. But you wonder what he's sitting in that house thinking. Okay, Barbara, don't wonder anymore, sweetie. I know it's hard, but I'm glad that you felt better after you spoke to them. But please don't wonder what he's thinking. I mean, if you guys, I think, can't be together, then I think your bottom line is maybe you shouldn't be. You think? Malta says to Guardian Wolf, I'm so sorry. Perhaps try another machine. Okay. Bonnie says, as I gray rock, it's a little more bearable. Not by much, though. Where can I go with 3 cats and a dog? They are like my kids. Oh, I feel you. Well, I mean, there are different things you can do. You could maybe keep the house. Or if not, maybe look for apartments or little cottages. Here's one of my clients found a really great situation where she has a cottage on another property. They have like guest houses on the property, and so it's like her own little house. It's tiny. She calls it her tiny house. It's so cute, but it's lower in rent than some places would be, and I guess she would be able to have. You might be able to have pets in a place like that. And I totally understand them being like your kids. I love my pets as well. So I've been concerned about that as well. I would just start looking, if you go on apartment places, you can, apartment websites and stuff, or rental websites, you can actually oftentimes search based on what, do they accept cats and dogs? Something to think about. All right. Where was I? Let me see. I lost my place. Okay, here I am, Barbara. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, here I am. All right. Carlita Vega says, I'm thinking, and I think Gray Rock does help a little bit, but Barbara, but I mean Bonnie, but I also think that it's a temporary fix. So I'm with you. Carlita Vega says, I'm thinking of a nonprofit. My biggest obstacle was legal counsel. My narc left 8 cents in the account. Oh my God. How can I help people like me? She couldn't afford a lawyer. That is an excellent idea, Carlita. I would love to discuss that with you. I've been thinking of ways to help. I mean, listen, in an ideal world, if I had like all the money in the world, I would buy a huge piece of land somewhere. I would create like a ranch type situation, slash spa. And I would use this as a place for people who are abuse survivors to escape to and stay as long as they needed to in order to build up their lives again and help them with resources and careers and things like that as they move forward. And I've thought about it, and in my perfect world, that would also have like an on-site school for the kids there. We would have teachers and of course classes for the adults as well, because some people would need to learn new skills, new life skills, things like that. And legal counsel would be another thing. I mean, in a perfect world, you know what I mean? So someday when I become a millionaire, y'all can expect me to do that. Travis Durham is in the house. He says, hello, Angie. Hello, everyone. I've been pretty sad and depressed. It's so difficult to process everything during a discard. I've shared my deepest secrets, emotions, and thoughts. Part 2 coming. Thank you, Travis. And I totally, totally feel you. It's very painful. I totally understand. I'm with you. Stay strong, my friend, and stick with us. We'll help you get through it. Tina Martin says, good job, Brittany. Shared, it is hard. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Malta, here's hears me. Good. Thank you, Malta. Electric says yes. Tina says yes. Okay, everybody can hear me. Good, good, good. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Sound fine. Good. Okay. Abigail C is in the house. Abigail C, good morning. She says, good morning. How do I know I'm not the problem? Great question. She says, I don't think I come from the best family. When I told my mom this yesterday, she walked out because she said she brainwashed me. One of two. Okay. And she says, and I am the one missing him and texting him. He doesn't exhibit every symptom of narcissism. So how do I know for sure that he is the problem? Well, that's a great question. Here's the thing. So let me ask you a question, Abigail. If you are in a situation, you walk into a room and you see a stranger, or no, let's say a friend or a family member in the corner crying, are you going to feel annoyed that they're over there crying at this big event you're walking into, or are you going to be concerned and run over and check on them and make sure they're okay? Do you feel empathy for people in your life? Do you care how people feel? Do you feel how people feel? Does he? Does he care how people feel? What may have happened is you may be in the middle of the discard and you may be getting, he's probably loving the fact that you're missing him and texting him. That's normal. And I bet you the moment that you stop, he may start hoovering you. That would be one way to find out. Abigail, if you've ever had the opportunity to ask him during your relationship, what do you love about me? Did he say, I love the things you do for me? I love that you rub my back this way, or I love that you take care of the kids or the house or whatever? Or did he say, I love how smart you are, how strong you are, how beautiful you are, how independent you are? What kind, think about the symptoms. Think about the signs of what symptoms does he not exhibit? Tell me that. Hair changes color, says I can hear you. Great. Okay. Great. Thanks for letting me know that, guys. Let's see here. Helen Cooling says, hi, Angie. My ex, who I was going out with, she didn't say hi, Angie. She just said hi. She said hi. My ex, who I was going out with for 5 years, tried to contact me last week. I thought I'd got all corners covered, but he tried on a job networking site. Jeez. It's been 3 years, no contact, and blocked and blocked. Oh, my stars. That's really difficult. It's been 3 years since you guys haven't been together, Helen. Did it upset you when he contacted you? Did it change the way you were feeling that day? Did it negatively affect you? Let me know. And did you block him on that site? See, this is an example of the fact that there is never a moment that a narcissist goes, okay, I'm really not going to contact that person ever again. They almost always keep you in their little, what's it called? Stable, in their narcissistic supply circle, or their harem, as it were, even if they don't actually directly speak to you. And now that he found a new way to contact you, if you don't block him on that situation, he probably will continue, and then you might get sucked back in. Be careful, Helen. You deserve better, my friend. Tracy again is in the house. Good morning, Miss Tracy. She says, hey, Angie. Good morning from Tracy from England. Good morning, Tracy from England. Good morning, Tracy from England. Thank you for your work and all the videos. It helps me. Thank you so much for letting me know, Tracy. It means a lot to me to know that I'm helping people with my work. It's the best part of it's exactly why I do what I do. Yeah. Thank you so much. Malta McMurtry says, hi, hair changes color. And thank you to everyone for responding, okay, to the question regarding audio. Thank you, Malta. And Brittany says, thank you, Malta and Tina. Got to start somewhere. Damn right, girl. Shannon O'Brien says, yes, never any responsibility. Very true, very true. Yes. Tracy again says, it is afternoon here, but cool. Yeah, it's actually quite nice here, too. I almost did my stream outside, but I didn't want to drag my computer out there. Travis Durham says, the woman I called Angel, even after the love bomb phase, has walked away. It has been 2 months of no contact. It has taken every ounce of strength to stay away. When will the hurt go away? And then he says, I'm afraid the memories of the love bomb phase will ruin anything in my future. I doubt anyone will make me feel that way again. That is so hard, Travis. And I've been there. I know exactly how that feels. I'll tell you what. One of the things that I want you to do is to start really understanding what that love bomb phase was. Because if you look through the devalue and the discard phases that inevitably happened after the love bombing phase, that's when the pain began. But you're saying to me that you would put up with all of that again to have the love bombing phases back. But are the love bombing phases worth the rest of it? Is it enough? You know what I'm saying? It, it's painful. And as Tommy D says, Travis, it just plain hurts. And he feels you, bro. You're not alone. I feel you, bro. You're not alone. I think we all feel you. It is horrible. I get it. And I want you to understand that you deserve the love without the bomb part. You deserve the happiness and the peace and the long-term stuff. And I suggest that it is possible that someone will make you feel even better than that by not ever going through the devalue and the discard phases if you find the right person. I don't want you to feel alone. I feel sad for you right now, but I want you to know we are here, and we are here every day, Monday through Friday. And I'm also here with videos on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm just not live on Saturdays and Sundays, but we'll support you here. And the hurt, it's going to take a while. I suggest right now, Travis, a couple things. Number one, I want you to write a letter to that person, and I want you to write down all the things that hurt you, all the things that you did not love about that situation, all the reasons that you're not going back. And at the end of the letter, I want you to say, and now I'm forgiving you, not for you, but for me. I don't know if you're angry yet. I don't know if the letter's the thing for you yet. Well, okay, then. Instead of the letter, I want you to write down all the things that she did that you're staying away for, all the reasons you're not going back. Make a list. All the things you didn't love in the situation, all the things that hurt you, all the things that made you miserable. Put them on a list. Put the list in a drawer. Don't forget that. And then whenever you feel like you want to run back, look at the list. Okay. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to start to set a date to stop being sad. And then until that day, you can be sad as you want to be. You can cry through things, break things, scream, yell, whatever. Just don't hurt anybody or yourself. And, you know, depending on how long you were together, maybe you want to do that for a weekend or a week or a month. I would not go longer than a month. I think a month is excessive unless you've been with someone for, 20 or 30 years. Okay. I think you will be happy again. I think you can have what you want in your life. And I want you to start to focus on what you want and not what you don't want. And not necessarily what you want as in I want the love bomb phase back, but I want someone who makes me feel loved. I want someone who makes me feel happy. But in the meantime, I want you, my friend, to take some time to yourself and heal yourself slowly. Just stick with us. We'll help you get through this, Travis, okay? All right. Malta says, Tracy, you are most welcome at any time, and good afternoon to you. Hair changes color says, to Helen Cooling, that's scary. I bet your heart skipped a beat. Yeah, I bet it did. I bet it did. Electric says, yeah, I had to bite my tongue to keep the peace. I was basically a different person. Thanks, Angie. Oh, yes, I feel you. Breon Garner says, go, Madeline. Miss Lily says, oh, my God, I am so thankful for this feed. My ex called me, said he could see me leaving him because he treated me awful. Said how he could see me leaving him because he treated me awful. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here, Lily. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope that we can help you stay strong because he did treat you awful, but that doesn't mean that you have to believe him when he tries to suck you back in. Malta says to Madeline, that is excellent news. Tina Martin says he drives by my work at least once a day. Oh, geez. But goes home to the lady. It makes me want to hoover him. Oh, she said, but I need to just let her have him and keep up with no contact. It's so hard. Okay. It's not about letting her have him. She's not going to be happy with him either. Okay. Maybe temporarily she will, but not in general. It is hard. I know it's hard, but don't minimize yourself like that. I mean, look, he's obviously trying to keep you in the stable. If you want to be one of many, Tina, by all means, you know what I mean? If you're fine with it, if it's just a casual thing for you, great. But I promise you, and look, I'm going to tell you something. This is kind of funny and messed up about humans, but we have this tendency to want to fight for our mates by nature. And part of that is because of our, back in the day when we were those, when we were like unevolved, we didn't have places to live and we had to run in packs. And if we had a mate, we were more likely to stay safe. And men, if they had a mate, they could procreate, they could make more babies. And this is like an intrinsic thing. But here's the deal: in 2017, we don't need to have someone with us just because we need to be protected. I mean, sometimes we do, but in most cases, you know, you don't have to tolerate him being with other women, is what I'm trying to say to you. There are men out there who would want just one woman, and there are. And if that, certainly all men are aware of attractive women who aren't their woman, but there are plenty of men out there who will stick with you and only you. And if that's what you want, that's what you should get. You should not waste your time or your energy with somebody who is blatantly trying to cheat on his new girlfriend that he probably cheated on you with in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Please don't do that to yourself, Tina. You deserve better, my friend. Jamie B says, good morning, good morning, morning. Sending all you awesome peeps huge hugs and lots of love this morning. I want you to know I'm using your beautiful coffee cup, Jamie B. Thank you, my love, and welcome back. Anonymous says, congrats to Madeline. And Malta says, Jamie B in the house, hugs. Miss Lily said he didn't apologize. He just made it clear that he treated me awful and then wanted me to take him back. You didn't, right? Please tell me you didn't. Oh, Tommy D says, B to the Jamie. Jamie. Look, I know her name is Jamie, and I know that I pronounce it wrong, but I just like it that way. I like to say Jamie B. I think it's cute. Let me know if that bothers you, Jamie B. Pebbles Bam Bam says, the narc said, I don't want love. I want crazy love. Oh, yeah. Pebbles, listen, baby. That is very tempting for a lot of us because crazy love, it seems so romantic and passionate and movie-like, okay? But look, crazy love is, just know this, when they tell you who they are, believe them. Crazy love sounds romantic and awesome, but it's really terrible because it's not really love anyway. But he basically wants, or the narc basically wants, I don't know if it's a he or she, the narc basically wants you to be okay with the ups and the downs and the drama and the hate sex and all the stuff. You know what I'm talking about? The makeup sex and the crazy stuff. And it seems very tempting to a lot of us. Oh, it's so passionate. Oh, it's so unique and different from what other people do. But it's just an abusive relationship with a pretty rapper. Keep it in mind. Misty Trinkle says, Travis, I know we feel you. Yes, we sure do, don't we, Misty? Helen Cooling says, hair changes color. Yes, it did. Then I got cross. Good for you, because that's the best way to not, yeah. Electric says, the loneliness is hard. I don't know. I feel you, Electric. It is hard. I'm actually working on a video series on loneliness because the thing about it is that you do go through phases like this, and I cannot pretend like it's not hard. I cannot pretend like when I left my ex-husband and I was a single mom, I didn't date anybody for 9 months or a year. I guess it was about a year. I got divorced. It took 9 months to get divorced, and then I waited a year. And I certainly felt those feelings of being lonely, of not being touched, of missing the hugs, missing the love, missing the connection. But you have to remind yourself that even if you have those moments of loneliness, you're not being abused anymore, my friend. And there are things you can do. Hug your friends. You can hug your dog, your cat, your kid, whatever. You can go on casual dates sometimes if you want. If you're feeling lonely, and you've been away a long time, then it might be time for you to start dating. If you're feeling lonely and it's a short time, then it's time to work on healing. Maybe you want to go to a meetup group. I find that a lot of my clients enjoy finding meetup groups where they can go in their area and find other people who are interested in the same things they're interested in. Another idea is to join a bowling team or join a softball team or a pool league or something like that, where you can meet other people who are interested in those types of things, or volleyball, or a book club, or a poetry group, or anything. There are so many different groups of people. The internet offers us a lot. In addition to support groups like this one, it also offers us, relatively safe places and groups that we can meet people. Like meetup groups, often, they're in public places. They're an assortment of people who are all interested in a similar topic. So with teams, it's just anytime you're on a team with people, you can definitely make some friends. One of the things that we have to do after we go through narcissistic abuse is kind of take another look at our friendship situations, because often the narcissist has isolated us from friends and family that we were previously close to. So maybe that's something you can look at. Look at trying to reconnect with some of your old friends, family members that you haven't been around as much lately because of the narcissist. Just a few thoughts, maybe. I totally get you on the loneliness thing. Absolutely. Jamie B says, hey, Malta, missed you yesterday. Me too, honey. Anonymous says, hugs to you too, Jamie. Jamie B says, what's up, Tommy? You good, my friend? Jamie B says, anonymous. Tommy D says, better now that you're here. Aw. Malta says, Jamie B, I saw your wonderful gift on Rewatch yesterday, and I absolutely love your inspiration. Let go. And in fact, it's Angie's mug of the day. I love you guys. Tina Martin says, happy second birthday, Rick's baby. Oh, here we go, y'all. I love and best wishes for her. Rick Mash, here we go. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Camden. Happy birthday to you. Love. Okay. See, I have to sing to people when they tell me it's their birthday. It's a thing I do. All right. Learn, Grow, Sing is back. Hey, honey, how you doing? She says, hope everyone is doing okay. Millie McLean says, welcome. Oh, wait. Hair changes color. Welcomes Millie McLean. Learn, Grow, Sing says, I hope my ex never comes back. Preach. I'm with you. Hope Bradford says, hi, Hope. How you doing? Hope Bradford. She says, this is right but funny. The new supply, so I've been told, is very obedient. She looks at him before she even answers a question that is asked of her. I guess he hoovers me because I learned to, where is it? Discipline him, talk to him like he acts, which is like an evil monster, and would always call him on his ish, no matter how much silent treatment he would take place after. And she says, free now. I don't have to take it. I just laugh when I finish with him. Good for you, Hope. You know what? I think you're absolutely on point here. Wait a minute. I think you're absolutely on point, and I feel really sad for the new supply. But my guess is that she's just trying to, continue to, she's trying to keep him happy. And that's sad. She must want to be subservient. Hey, maybe that's good for him, but I feel like I feel really sad for her. I'm so glad for you, though, that you're not falling for that crap and that you don't let him, that you call him on his ish, because that is important. And that says to me that you're very strong, and I'm very proud of you for that, Hope. Very good stuff. All right. Shannon O'Brien says, my husband and I have been seeing fewer and fewer symptoms of dementia in my mother since we stopped reacting to them. Oh, interesting. Interesting, Shannon. That is very interesting. So it seems like she's been using at least some of the dementia as an attention-seeking device, is what you're saying to me, which sadly would be a narcissistic type behavior. It's very sad, and she must enjoy the attention. Good for you, Shannon. Proud of you. Millie McLean says, thank you for the welcome. Jamie B says, oh, thank you, Malta. Thank you for telling me that. I'm in need of extra love and positive vibes today. Everybody, send our girl Jamie B positive love and vibes today. Coming your way, sister. Anonymous says, I'm not going to fall for it, Angie. I know he is hoovering because I dumped him and he wants to win. Smart. She says, because he even said I was the best woman he dated. We were together off and on almost a year. I am so proud of you, Anonymous. Good for you. Hands up for Anonymous, everybody. Very proud of you. That is good news, my friend. Very good. Very good. Be inspired, people. Be inspired by this. I'm not going to fall for it. I know he is hoovering because I dumped him and he wants to win. That is one reason they hoover. That's absolutely the truth. And because he even said I was the best woman he dated. Do you hear that? Hear that, everybody. Tommy D says, yes, exactly. They are relentless in their crazy maze of circular logic. Oh, Yes, Tommy. You just made me want to write something down. I think that is very important. I'm going to write that down because circular logic. Yeah, maze of circular logic. Great terminology, Tommy. Maze of circular logic. Because I want to do a video about that. That is really legit, and it's so freaking frustrating because when they do that, they talk in circles. You can have a discussion. Oh my gosh, Tommy, thank you. That is great. I'm totally making a video about that. All right, I'll watch this channel. I may make that. I may make that one today if I have time. That's really good. Okay, Hope Bradford says, discipline him, talk to him like he acts, which is like an evil monster. Oh yeah, I already read that one. Okay. Well, hello, Mr. Kitten. My kitten has decided he's coming to say hello to everybody. Karma. This is Karma, everybody. If you haven't met him yet, he's getting big, don't you think? Hello, Karma. Okay. Oh, he has a Russian accent. You don't know. My other two cats speak Spanish. This one speaks Russian. We don't know why. I'm just joking. I'm sorry. All right. Shannon O'Brien says, I also divorced my ex many years ago. Stop pulling on my cords, mister. With no assets. Oh, long story short, I was so glad to have a lawyer. Yeah. Yeah, Shannon, thank you for sharing that because I know that that's important. Yeah. Jamie B says, my first therapy session was yesterday, and boy, oh boy, did she bring out all the feels. I feel you, honey. She said, I cried all day and most of the night. Got to get through the screaming stage. Jamie B, I hate to say this, it is a good thing because when you can start to let those things come out, and I know you and I both, when you go through a relationship with a narcissist, you become afraid to express emotion. And sometimes you even stop trying to feel emotion because you know that it'll just hurt you more than it'll help you while you're still in the relationship. And so for you to let out all the feels and cry and let this stuff go through, it hurts, but it's a good thing, my friend, because you're finally feeling those feelings. And you're going to get through the screaming stage, my friend, and you're doing all the right things. I'm so proud of you. Everybody, positive, strong energy to our beautiful friend Jamie B today. We can get through this together, honey, I promise you. Shannon says also no children. He has managed to drag it out with narc tactics for months. Oh, Shannon, that's awful. I'm so sorry. I think you're in the right state of mind. I hope. I think you're focused on, I know you're stressed out, but I think you don't want to stay together. You don't want to be sucked back in. So just stick to your guns and try to put it in the back of your mind. I'm assuming you're not living with him anymore. So put him, oh, Susan. Okay, wait a minute. So put him in the back of your mind and stay focused on that, on moving forward, and just do the divorce business when you have to. You know what I mean? So it's business. This is difficult for a lot of people, including for myself. But there are certain things in the world that could really stress a person out. But in the grand scheme of things, this is just a formality. And I want you to see it that way. I realize that there are other things to concern yourself with, but money's just money. Money's energy, right? And I know it sounds like it's totally easy for me to say that but I'm not rich, and I've never been rich. I'm not independently wealthy. I work every day in order to eat and stuff like you guys, like everybody. Not everybody. Some people don't need to do that, but I never was handed a trust fund or anything. And like, kudos to those who were, but it didn't happen that way for me. So I know money is scary. I have been so broke that when I was in my early 20s, and I was married to my ex-narcissist, when I went on maternity leave, which was long enough to have a baby, and I was supposed to go back in 12 weeks because I had a C-section, but I had to go back in 7 or 8 weeks because I had to eat. But during that time, I got so far behind on the bills that I had to go to a food pantry at one point, and I was humiliated, and it was horrible. But you know what? You do what you have to do, and you keep moving. And this is what you're going to do here. You can get through this. Put that stuff in the back of your mind and keep moving forward. That's just business. It's a formality. Keep moving forward, Shannon. Susan says there's no divorce in the Philippines. I think I remember you telling me that. So you do have to get a divorce here because of the fact that they're not, I don't know how that works. Ms. Lily says, you ladies are so strong when you go to court. My son's sperm donor, oh, that's funny, that's what I call my ex-husband too, has never seen him but still has paternal rights. I'm terrified to take him to court even after 6 years. He still has maternal rights. Does he have visitation rights? Because it sounds to me like you would have sole custody after never having seen this child. I don't think any court in their right mind would give that man that child over you. Everybody. Then again, I'm not a lawyer, and I don't pretend to be one on TV or anything. So I would not take my statement as fact. But I will tell you that I didn't have a problem in my situation. And if there's anyone here who has information, pass it up. Let them know. All right. Let Miss Lily know what you think. Malta says, Jamie B, I hope that hurt turns into relief and positivity, more hugs. I love you guys. You're so wonderful. I love how you support each other. Oh, look, Nikki Smith in the house. Hey, Nikki Smith. She says, good morning. Previously, Leche, por favor. I'm using Smith because it's the most generic last name I can think of and not easily searchable. All right, Nikki, I feel you, girl. Welcome. I'm so happy to see your beautiful face today. Tommy says, Jamie B, that is wonderful. Get it all out. Exactly. Now focus on rebuilding. You have such an awesomely strong heart vibe. Any man should be on their knees for you. I totally agree. But don't be rushing that stuff, girl. Take your time. Take your time. You got time. One thing I want to say to all of you is when you get out of that relationship with that narcissist, your first instinct might be to go find somebody better or to, but remember this. If you really want to be healed and you really want to move forward in a healthy, happy way, stop and take some time to heal yourself. Because if you don't, you are very likely going to attract another abuser into your life, whether it's a narcissist or not. Because what happens is that these people, they change us. And a lot of us have grown up with a family member or a parent or something that was a narcissist that taught us that it was okay to go through this. Like somebody... Hope was saying earlier, that girl that her new narcissist is with, she literally looks at him before she answers a question, like she wants him to control her. And that is something that none of us deserve, and I hope that none of you fall for. I want you to take time, a month, 2 months, a year, depending on how long you were together and how damaged you are. Take some time before you start dating again, or at least before you get serious with anybody again, okay? I hope you consider that. Tina Martin says, oh, and he told my coworker's roommate. Tina Martin is the one who is her, well, you guys know already, her ex is with her coworker's roommate now, and he's trying to hoover her. He told my coworker's roommate that it was my fault, and he tried being friends. He lies so much. Oh, honey. She says it's like insanity trying to let him out of my heart, as batshit crazy as he was. Aw. I totally feel you, Tina. I do. And I know that we can love us some batshit crazy people. I know. And it's so hard because either we're attracted to them or we just have really strong feelings for them because we've been with them for a long time, or some combination of that, and a lot of times we are addicted in the same way that someone's addicted to a drug. You know what I'm saying? Where we our brains, we become, as we go through abuse, we stop being able to produce certain neurotransmitters. They don't connect like they used to, blah, blah, blah. Watch the videos on it. Long story short, we're addicted to a narcissist, much like we can become addicted to drugs like cocaine, alcohol, things like that. We need the ups and the downs of the relationship in order to produce dopamine, because we don't naturally produce it anymore after the abuse, in a nutshell. So I'd like you to look into that. But yeah, Tina, I want you to, and remember this, every day, do the 10 things you're grateful for and 3 things you love about yourself when you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed, and any other time you feel really miserable or desperate. When you feel the worst, that's the most important time to do the gratitudes. Keep doing the gratitudes and you'll continue to feel better. Try this. I promise it works. Jamie B says, Tommy, thank you for the encouraging words. We will get through this. Absolutely, we will. Tommy D says, fire. Tina Martin says, I'm sure we can all agree, like, why do these narcs have to be like this? Why can't they just heal themselves? Girl, I feel you. And that's the thing. They should just be able to be themselves, but heal themselves. But they don't think there's anything wrong with them. That's part of the whole deal, is that narcissists can't admit or believe that there's any fault or anything wrong with them. Everything has to be other people's fault. They cannot take responsibility even for the smallest things. Keep it in mind. Try and stop me, mate says to Helen Cooling. Sounds like a potential stalker if he's tracking you down when he's blocked. Keep documents and screenshots of anything he does in case of a future restraining order or lawsuit. Good stuff. Try and stop me, mate. Thank you for that. Um, SD, hey SD, welcome back, honey. She says, "Good morning. I'm just sneaking in to get some say hi and get some Angie inspiration." Hey, girl. Hey, welcome back. And I'm always happy to see your beautiful face. Nikki Smith. Nikki says, "My mom said something about how my ex's friends are probably sick of the constant daily stuff he says about me. He wanted the divorce and left months ago. I agree. I need to move forward too." Yeah. Um, sure, they're probably sick of hearing about you. But he obviously is using this to get attention. He's smear campaigning, et cetera, et cetera. I totally, she says, "I agree. I need to move forward too." Living well, moving forward, being happy, that's the best possible revenge that you could possibly ask for. So keep that in mind. I'm really proud of you, Nikki. Barbara says, "Yes, I still miss him. It made me feel like the hoovering is about to start in the next couple of months, considering I've already seen him at midnight, watching for me to come home." Yes, Barbara, I don't want you to fall for it. I know it's going to be almost impossible for you to do that, to not, if he starts hoovering you, if you don't heal. I want you to start working on healing, and I don't want you to fall for that hoover. Please, please. Okay. Abuse is not worth it. That's all I'm saying, Barbara. You don't deserve to be abused. Tommy D says, "Burn, baby, burn. Flame on." Yes. All right. Malta says, "Good morning, SD. Butween is back. Hey, Butween, how you doing? Surprise attacks by the narcissist sucks." Oh, honey, I feel you. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Were you physically attacked? Jamie B says, "Good morning, Nikki. Leche." She says, "I love your profile pic. You are so pretty." I totally agree. So pretty. Tommy D says, "I bought a yellow Corvette." Hey, yellow Corvette. What's up? SD, Jamie B says, "I hope you're good today. I missed you." Tommy D says, "Change of good." Nice. Yes, totally agree. Change of good. Between says, "That's true. Have fun and stay busy. Start cutting the cords." Yes. Oh, he says. Okay. Tommy. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Here it goes. Oh yeah, Tommy, I got you. I got you. Okay. All right. Now this kitten, he just comes up here. Now he's leaving again. He's just trying to make my life hard today, I think. Nick, wait. Okay, Tommy, I will not forget she. Phyllis G says to Bonnie, "I was married for 40 years, was devastating to be going through a divorce, but I am grateful I will not have to spend the rest of my life in a toxic relationship." Phyllis G, that is beautiful and so accurate. Do you hear that, Bonnie? Phyllis G was married 40 years, and it was devastating. Of course, it was devastating to go through a divorce. She says, "But I'm grateful that I will not have to spend the rest of my life in a toxic relationship." It's a beautiful thing. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up here. I think this kid needs to hit the road. Oh, Nikki says, "What was your ex doing that allowed you to get full custody?" I don't think my lawyer is understanding the situation. It was frustrating. Let me say this really quickly. Nikki, my ex was masturbating in front of my child. That's really messed up. And he was also, I was scared of him. I was afraid he was going to physically assault him in really bad ways. And I wrote that in the letter. So that's what I did. I was afraid that he would sexually abuse him. So, and the really messed up thing is I heard from his second wife, that he may have sexually abused her child. So, all right, I'm wrapping up today, you guys. Big hugs, big love to all of you. I will see you later today for another video. At 1 p.m. today, I'll be here for. I'm sorry, I'm on. Okay, my daughter would love to say hello to you really quick. Come on, quick like a buddy. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So she says hello. Anyway, I'm wrapping up right now. I will see you at 1 p.m. today for our second session of the day. If you would like me to, if you would like me to text you beforehand, send me a text to 33222 and text the word AngieLive, all one word, AngieLive, and I will be happy to text you 5 minutes before I go live. Feel free to keep the chat going. I will come back in And I will read this after my next call. All right. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thanks so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. Thanks for letting me be a part of yours. I really do appreciate all of you. And I will see you later today. Big hugs, love.